And I'm sick and tired of people asking me if I'm in Jamaica. Is Jamaica the only Caribbean island you lot know? You lot need to pattern up and behave yourself. There's many other Caribbean islands. There's Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
There's St. Lucia. There's Barbados. There's St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to one day confuse me and say, you look Jamaican. I mean, I promise I won't complain. I promise you that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, while we watch and witness the leading superpower countries in this world fight for Jamaica, while we witness the leading superpowers in this world fight to just be associated with Jamaica, like they just want them to be the one dealing with Jamaica. Now we have this individual from one of the Caribbean nations who has expressed his anger because in everywhere he goes and he tells somebody he's from the Caribbean, people automatically believe that he is from Jamaica, and how that has really ruined that man's peace. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen Mia Motley talk about unity amongst the Caribbean nations. So you tell me, why would somebody be offended when he is confused to be somebody, or rather someone, from these beautiful island in the Caribbean? We are talking about Jamaica. So beautiful people, I want you to understand one thing. Jamaica is a big brand. Jamaica is a small island in the Caribbean, but its impact globally, it's impressive and it's massive. So beautiful people, that was just a portion of that video. I want to play for you the full video, and I'd really suggest you watch the video up to the end and consider subscribing to my channel, as it will go a long way in supporting my channel. So beautiful people, once again, I'm your host, the Amarum Reactions, and let's dive in.
This is a public service announcement. So as most of you know and realize, I am abroad. I'm in a beautiful country right now. I'm not in the UK. And I'm sick and tired of people asking me if I'm in Jamaica. Is Jamaica the only Caribbean island you lot know? You lot need to pattern up and behave yourself. There's many other Caribbean islands. There's Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
There's St. Lucia. There's Barbados. There's St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There's Grenada. There's other islands that I can't think of off the top of my head. There's Dominican Republic.
There's Haiti.
Jamaica's not the only Caribbean island, so the fact that most of you are just jumping to, are you in Jamaica? Are you in Jamaica? Are you in Jamaica? No, I'm in Grenada. Stop asking me.
Why don't you say, oh, by the way, where are you?
Yeah, or what country are you in? Why do you lot just assume Jamaica? Like, bruh.
So, serious questions for the Jamaicans. Why do Jamaicans think that Jamaica is the best country in the Caribbean when there's 12 other independent Caribbean countries? Is it, well, you know what, let me not even put my own opinion in there. I legit want to know what the other Jamaicans think and why they think that. And you know, the funny thing is not just Jamaicans that think that. I think that people outside of the Caribbean too, when they think about the Caribbean, they only think about Jamaica. So I'm not sure why that is the reason. I'd love to hear your opinion.
Yo, I'm about to cause unrest and upset in my comments, but I don't care. They're Caribbean people outside of Jamaica, Jamaicans. You guys get so aggravated when other people confuse you to be Jamaican. And you get vexed with us like as we do it. It's not our fault that they keep confusing y'all for us. I mean, if we're gonna be frank, we don't want them confusing y'all for us because y'all are not us. We run our jokes. You know, we say Jamaica is a Caribbean because we are. We say United States of Jamaica because... And the reason why is because, truthfully, Whether or not you guys want to accept it deep down in your hearts, we are the gem of the Caribbean. For our contributions, do we have bad ones? Yes, but we have great ones, like legendary ones. A lot of you other islands have grown up on our culture, especially when it comes to our music, and that's quite okay. So, when you step outside of your country and people hear you speak your own version of patois and confuse you to be a Jamaican, that is not our fault. Like, there's not one day that we sit under the mango tree and discuss you guys. I want to tell you, we are so indulged in ourselves. We're talking about our stuff. We're talking about our crimes, our music, our culture, everything. We're not talking about y'all. Not one day. Like this one girl, me and her just went back and forth because she was so bitter. Like, girl, you name seriously, what's wrong with you? There are so many times people have mistaken me for being like Trini. Or mistaken me for being from, like, has said, oh, you sound like you're a Bajan. Or there's some people who said, oh, are you Dominican? I never get upset. I'm like, no, I'm Jamaican, and I just laugh it off. I don't get offended. What is there to be offended about? Aren't we supposed to be one Caribbean? Like, I'm all for that till you guys start trying to diss us. Then we'll diss you back. Don't you see people know what Barbados is now because of Rihanna? That's what that's what it is. We have legends that paved the way for Jamaica. That's why people know them. Get over it. Yes, I'm sure you want to be seen. You are your own island. You have beauty. All of those things are great. But naturally, because of our contributions and also being one of the bigger islands, we're going to get a certain amount of attention. Yeah, I just saw it go. Life is unfair like that. You know what I mean? Imagine like listing out everything bad about us. Some of you small islands with probably like 20,000 people on the island have so much to say about our poverty. Okay. Yeah, you probably don't have any. You have 20,000 people. Probably like 6 families that procreated. We have 2 million and change. Okay. In the spec of it being this terrible space, it's still one of the #1 visited islands in the Caribbean. So what's up?
And that we love the reggae and the music and everything, and we love Jamaica. That's true. Jamaica has a very important place in my country, and it's a big brand, and people follow everything that is Jamaica. Jamaica is very sexy, I think everywhere, including Dominican Republic, but we love, the reggaeton, the reggae, the dance hall, all the music that you have here is we love it. So I am looking forward to some partnership because I have a project. I want to develop a joint production between Jamaicans and Dominicans so we can have a fusion of music. We can have a...
Cardi B.
Yes, that's another project, to bring Cardi B here to Jamaica. She's Dominican. But my project is to have like a joint production, homenaje is to honor. It's a production to honor, let's say, Bob Marley, and some Dominicans can sing Bob Marley music, and some Jamaican can sing music from, I don't know, others, singers from the Dominican Republic.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen people getting angry at, or rather being angered by the fact that they've been denied food, they've been rejected, maybe they've lost an interview, the other failed an interview, they've lost a business opportunity. I mean, people get angry for several reasons, but never seen somebody get angry for being associated with a big brand. And that's the video we've just watched. The man from, I believe it's a Trinidad and Tobago, he has been angered by the fact that a lot of people confuse him to be a Jamaican. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand one thing. When we were growing up, and I'm still a youth man, but at least we've grown, right? At least we've grown. So, while we were growing up, I remember whenever somebody talked about the Caribbean, everything that in each and any time, the only thought that hit my mind was Jamaica. I mean, By then, I didn't know anything about Jamaica. What I knew is that I knew Jamaica is a big country in the Caribbean. I felt like Jamaica owns the Caribbean. Yeah, must be pretty dumb back then. So I used to know that when somebody mentions about the Caribbean, I know it's Jamaica. And I used to know Jamaica flag colors, it's the Rasta colors, you see. So, like, I've been growing up just knowing Jamaica is the real deal. Without knowing anything about Jamaica, I mean, I only knew of the artist and the Usain Bolt. I didn't know of Shelly and Fraser Price. I didn't know of Elaine Thompson Hera. I didn't know of Sherika Jackson. I didn't know of anything. And most importantly, I didn't know about the 1 p.m. We're talking about the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Dr. Andrew Holness. Leave alone now. So, beautiful people, a lot of people have been angered by the fact that Jamaica's a global fame. Jamaica's influence around the world is massive. Remember, Jamaica has been crowned as the most influential black country in the world and in the Caribbean. And it's because of Jamaica's capability and consistency to giving the world what we need, not what we want, what we need. Jamaica has given us the fastest man alive. Jamaica has given us the best music. Jamaica has given us the best food. Jamaica has given us great athletes, great talents, ladies and gentlemen. So, and most importantly, when you look at the Caribbean comedies, trust me, that's one among the comedies that you wouldn't want to miss. So, beautiful people, having to watch this video of this man being angered because people think he's from Jamaica. I mean, what if somebody confused him to be from those from Argentina, from Brazil, from the United States, and all of that? Will he have the same response? Will he still feel disgusted by the fact that somebody didn't guess his country correct? Now, this comes after, ladies and gentlemen, we've always been saying that the enemy of a black man is the fellow black man. And you can see this video, and not just this video, like many videos can be proof of that. The enemy of a black man is the fellow black man. Yeah? So if you can behave like that towards your fellow black nation, what do you expect about the other guys? Yeah? We are creating divisions amongst ourselves. I mean, there is a response. There is a way you could have responded to that, like, hey, no, I'm not from Jamaica, but I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, and maybe try to get to understand why that person confused you to be from Jamaica. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamaica, this little island in the Caribbean, remember their motto, we little, but we talawa. And that's what puts Jamaica to the top. Like the self-confidence. Jamaica believes in themselves. Jamaica, nothing is impossible to Jamaicans. I mean, Jamaicans are people being driven by pure vibe, pure positive vibes, laughter and all that. The humor, ladies and gentlemen. And I want you to understand one thing. People say that Jamaicans, when they speak their patois, it comes out like it's something aggressive. Yeah, but Jamaica are good people with a good heart. Trust me on that. Jamaica are people with a good heart. Good heart, great heart. Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen videos of tourists visiting Jamaica and how they're being welcomed. I mean, Jamaica know how to put in some work. They really know how to put in some work. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think the Caribbean nations, they needed to stop this thing of thinking that Jamaicans are in competition with them. You understand? Jamaicans are not in competition with anyone. What Jamaicans do is that they just do what they're supposed to do. Yeah, in their own way, in the way that they know this. I mean, if other countries feel like this, they cannot say this, they cannot do this. Jamaicans, they don't feel like that's a big deal. Jamaicans they just do what they gotta do. Yeah, as much as it doesn't offend anyone and it's good for them. The Jamaicans are bold. Jamaicans are geniuses. Jamaicans are brilliant. So, beautiful people, if the other nations could just change their focus and stop thinking and feeling like Jamaica is competing with them, then I believe we will have that unity in the Caribbean. Because right now we are seeing the Prime Minister's just doing his own stuffs. I mean, end ties with Cuba. How do you end? Oh God. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was the video for today, and I hope you have a good day, a good night from wherever you're watching me from. And please, ladies and gentlemen, consider subscribing to my channel. Remember, it will go a long way in supporting my channel. So I've been your host, the Amor Reactions, and until we meet again in my next episode, peace out and one love.